Hey everybody, just going to give you some notes on how to form some questions. This is for the virtual students, of course, and for students that are missing or just need a little review. So, forming questions. There's 4 different ways that we do it in Spanish. Forming questions. The easiest way is you just raise your voice. Raise the tone of your voice. So you have a statement and you just raise your voice. So if I say, ella, which means she, está en la clase. She is in class. There's our statement. Ella está en clase. If I want to make it into a question, all I do is raise my voice. Ella está en la clase. Just raise my voice. So I go from lower to higher. Ella está en la clase. So pretty easy. So take any statement and just raise your voice, and you can make it into a question. Another way is you can change the word order. Change the word order. And this is how we've been using a lot of these different questions we've been doing in class and in our homework. So we can do it, one way is this. We can put our verb first, then we add our subject, there's a little plus signs, and then the details. So if we did that, if we use this same one, ella está en la clase, our verb is está, our subject is ella, and the details are en la clase. En la clase. Está ella en la clase. Another way is verb plus the details, then the subject at the end. So if we did that, we would have our verb is still está. Our verb is still está. Then our details are en la clase, and our subject is ella. So those are 2 ways to form questions. Raise your voice, ella está en la clase, or change the word order. Notice we change the word order, it always comes first. Our verb, subject, details. Verb, subject, details. This one is verb, details, subject. Está en la clase, ella. So those are 2 ways. I'm going to slide this over a little bit. 2 ways. The third and fourth way. The third way is you can use a tag word. A tag word. So some of the tag words we have are no or verdad. This is like when you make a statement and then you say like, don't I, don't you, isn't it, right, really? That's what these are. So if I take our original sentence, ella está en la clase. So she's in the class, and I want to say she's in the class, isn't she, or right? If I say ella está en la clase, no? Or ella está en la clase, verdad? That's making a tag question. So you just have your statement plus no or verdad. That's the fourth way. Excuse me, the third way. The fourth way is to use a question word. I'm going to put a list of question words here. Use a question word. Now when you have a question word, it's asking something like who, what, where, when, why, how. Notice these other 3 that we had. Raise your voice. That could be answer yes or no. Is she in class? Yes, no. Number 2, change word order. That's a yes or no answer. The third way, a tag question. That's a yes or no thing. So when we use a question word, we're being a little bit more specific about what we want to know. Like a who, what, where, when, why, how. So some of those question words. Now a really good idea as I'm writing these notes is you write them as well. You've probably seen some of these question words before. We'll start with the dondes first. A donde is to where, or it could be where to. Donde we've seen is just where. De donde, from, or of where. like de donde eres, de donde es usted, etc. Como literally means how, like como estás, como, cuál. You might see this one a little bit more, and cuáles, cuál and cuáles. They mean which or what, which one, what one, cuál or cuáles. Cuándo means when. Cuándo is when. Now we've seen this one before. Cuánto, cuánta, cuántos, and cuántas. Oops, excuse me. How much or how many. Okay? So we have a dónde, dónde, de dónde, cómo, cuál, cuáles, cuándo, cuánto, cuánta, cuántos, cuántas. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué is why. ¿Por qué is why. We've seen this one. We used it last week. What? ¿Qué? These two we had earlier in lesson 1. ¿Quién or quiénes? Who? Who singular? Who plural. See? So we have dónde, dónde, de dónde, cómo, cuál, cuáles, cuándo, cuánto, cuánta, cuántos, cuántas, por qué, qué, quién, and quiénes. See if I'm missing any here that are of importance. So those are the good ones. So if you notice, they all have an accent too. They all have an accent in a question word. So that's one way to form a question. So if we want to know where is she, we could ask, ¿Dónde está ella? Or how is she? If we want to know how she's feeling, ¿Cómo está ella? Or if we want to know why she's in the class, ¿Por qué está ella en la clase? So some ways we can use these question words. This is kind of the format. Here's one way. We have our QW is going to stand for question word, plus our verb, plus our subject, and the details. So the one of it, why is she in the classroom? ¿Por qué está ella en la clase? That's one way we can use a question word. The other way, we're still going to put our question word first, then our verb, then our details, and then our subject. So remember, it's kind of like the second way when we changed the word over here. We had verb, subject, details, subject. Same type of thing, but now we're using a question word. So question word plus verb, details, and then subject. So different ways we can use a question word. So number 4, these are not yes or no answers. Like, why is she in the class? ¿Por qué está ella en la clase? Yes, no, those don't make sense. So with question words, we have to kind of give a little bit better reason. These other 3 ways, we can answer yes or no, and then with our verb. So 4 ways to form a question. Raise your voice, change word order, tag word, and use a question word. Of course, we'll be doing some different activities with these. Verb conjugation, etc. All right? Awesome. Thank you.